Bro, in this cold approach video, there was this guy and he was approaching women, and like when the time came to like get her Instagram, he was like, all right, you can have my Instagram, but don't be spam texting me. Don't be bombarding me with all these text messages trying to win me over. And he said it was like flipping the script. He was like, even though he was the one asking for the girl's Instagram, he was flipping the script and saying that it was the girl who wanted his Instagram. And so it was like being playfully cocky. And I think that this was a really good technique to get the girl engaged in the conversation. And in this other video, he was like complimenting this girl on her jacket, and it was all white. And he was like, "You look like a polar bear." And the girl was like, "That's a little rude. Are you saying I'm fat?" And the man was like really smooth. And what he ended up doing was he was like, "Oh, you got me out here calling girls fat. I'm the worst." But like, because he was doing it playfully, the girl knew that he wasn't actually serious and that he would never call a girl fat. And so he could have been like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I never meant to insult you." But he knows that the girl is shit testing him, and so instead of apologizing, he was like very, very playful, and he's like, "Oh, you got me. I'm the worst. I'm out here calling girls fat." And he knows that it's just a test, and so he just changes the subject. And he was saying that they could have went on and on, where the girl is like calling the guy rude and stuff like that, but he doesn't want the girl to do that, so he just changes the subject. And I think this is really important. You don't want to stay too much in the shit test, or the girl's gonna find more ways to, I guess, wreck your frame or something. And there was this one video about absurd pickup lines, and in the video, he was introduced. He was like introducing himself with this really crazy line. Like he was talking about how he was eating fermented cabbage with garlic sauce and sardines with a pinch of sea salt, and like, and he was asking the girl if he could have some gum to improve his breath because he was going on this date. And bro, I was so impressed with the results. He got he got the Instagram. He got the girl asking him if they can go on a date, and like it was all because he approached with like this crazy pickup line that stuck with the girl. And so, and the advice he gave was like to get together with your homies and like think of like the most absurd pickup lines that you can think of, and then use it on the girl to like create this long lasting memory in the girl and spike some emotion. And this really stuck with me, man, because I thought that you had to use the line that everyone else is using, like, "Hey, I saw you walking from across there and I thought you looked really cute, so I thought I'd come and say hi." And like, I thought that this was like all you needed to say to like stick out in the girl's mind, but it turns out that you have to be the man who dares to say something that none of these other men are saying. And so this was really helpful for me. Bro, in this one video, the guy was, he was at like this nighttime environment at the club, and there was this girl, and he was like, "You're kind of giving me bad bitch vibes." And the girl was like, "Yeah, I'm a bad bitch." And like, I was really impressed with this man because he was able to get the girl like actually agreeing with him, even though he was saying something that could be seen as insulting. The girl just fell into this inside joke that he was telling. And so I was really impressed with this man. Bro, when he was talking to this girl and she said that she was Romanian, he was like, "Oh, I never would have guessed that you were Romanian." And the girl's like, "Why?" And he's like, "It's just, I don't know, it's just a vibe that you have." And like, and I guess he's just building rapport because even though she's saying that she's Romanian, he's still finding ways to disagree with her. It doesn't really fit with his personal idea of a Romanian girl. And so I thought this was really interesting. And bro, I kind of realized that none of these videos meant anything unless I was taking the action in my life. And so I went to the area of most opportunity, and I went out into the field, and I decided, bro, that I was gonna approach the most attractive girl and build up this man to woman dynamic. And so I scoped the field and I found the prettiest girl, and I approached her and I was like, "Hey, how you doing today?" And she looked up from her phone and she was like, "Oh, I'm doing well." And I was like, "Why are you laughing at your phone? Did your girl send you something funny?" And she was like, "Oh, my crazy friend just sent me this meme." And I was like, "Oh, memes. I like memes." And I was like, "Have you seen the meme where there's this like lion just passed out on a tree branch, and the text says like, 'I don't do Mondays.'" And and she was like, "Yeah, that one's funny and relatable." And I was like, "Oh, so you're like a big career girl who likes business but kind of gets stressed out at the beginning of the week when she knows that the weekend is so far away." And she laughed and she was like, "Oh no, nothing like that. I'm just a waitress." And I was like, "What? Just a waitress?" And I was like, "You don't feel very good about your job, do you?" And she was like, "Well, I do like it, but I've always wanted to be an actress." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, actresses can be pretty dramatic, and I don't want any extra drama in my life." And she was like, "I'm a good girl, I swear." And I was like, "Okay, fine. Well," I was like, "All right, well, I'm actually meeting a friend, but maybe we could exchange phone numbers and I could maybe help you with your first acting class." how's that sound? And she was like, oh, that sounds great. And so we exchanged phone numbers, and now we got a date set up for the weekend. And so, and the moral of this video is that even though you're nervous, if you just take the action continuously, then you're gonna slay in the cold approach field, even if you are nervous. And so that's all I got for the video. Goodbye.